Well, Jason, this is such a wonderful day today. We've done some great clips,
Yes, we
some
have.
great information out there for for the young people and also for the baby boomers who would like to share their lives with a young person. This clip here, we're going to talk about you. Let's get into a little bit more about you.
Okay.
And before I ask you a question about you, Miss Alexis, our leader for our home-based business, came by and she made a very good point.
Hmm.
Her point was, what is the purpose of what we're doing? And I said to her, my purpose is for you. It's for Jason. It's not for anybody else. If someone is lucky enough or fortunate enough to get some good feedback or information, or we inspire somebody to do something, that's a plus. But what this is for you and I is that I'm mentoring you and I'm keeping a log, a video log. Not necessarily a journal, but it is a video journal. And you can always look back on this if you ever get doubt or if you ever feel like something in your life is not working. You can always plug up Miss Millie
Yeah.
and look at my smile saying to you, you can do whatever you set your heart to do.
And that's an
If-
amazing gift.
If you want to be successful, you can do it if you really, really want to. And I say that like that because a teacher said that to me. She said, any young person can do anything that they really, really want to do if they want to do it. I will never forget that. And I'm saying that back to you.
Thank you.
So that is my reason for doing these videos, these sessions with you from the time that you ask me to mentor you until you get to the point that you feel strong, inspired, that you can go off by yourself and do anything that you want to do. And that's what some of the questions I'm going to ask you. The first question I'm going to ask you is that you always say that you're very honest with me about your feelings. I want to know what it is that you felt missing in your life as you grew up, and tell me a little bit more in depth about you.
Okay. I am the sort of person who, for a very long time, I felt like I wanted to achieve something big, that I was meant for something more than what I had. And I suppose for a long time, I always felt like I was behind the curve. I always felt like I wanted to achieve something, but what it is I wanted to achieve was always further from me than what I was able to accomplish at that point in time. And looking back, I understand now that that's a big result of I didn't cultivate within myself enough discipline, and I didn't take enough responsibility of my own actions when I was younger. I didn't get out enough out the house. There's a lot of things that I didn't do to help grow me. And now at this point in my life, I am in a way paying the price for that. I feel like there is so much I want to do now, but now I have to confront the layers of bad habits that I had developed over time, and I have to smoothen them out.
But you said something. You just said something about I'm paying the price. When you say things like that, you need to let me know, what do you mean when you say I'm paying the price? That's a heavy note to put out there. So when you say I'm paying the price, let the your friends out there that's going to be watching your videos, know what you mean when you say that.
I feel like I'm 26 years old and I'm not where I want to be successfully, as far as financially, as far as relationships, as far as, my own independence. And that's me being very honest about that. For a good majority of my life, I wasn't very honest about how I felt about things because I didn't want others to feel that I was weak.
Okay.
And that was a fear that I had.
Okay, well, on that note, let me say a little bit to you about what I feel about what you said. You are paying the price. You're not paying a price, Jason. You may be a little bit not happy with where you are, but all of us go on a pace. And a lot of things get in the way, but you can't let that get you down. You're not paying a price, even though you're 26 years old, that's still very, very young. When you look at Mom Millie sitting here, 66, so you still got a lot to go. So you the little time that you took to get to where you are today was a learning experience. Because as you sit here, most people out there looking and listening to you, I can tell you right now, most of them are saying, that's an intelligent young man. That I am impressed with him, how he's holding himself up and how he speaks. You know, even though you say you have a lot of fear for speaking in front of a camera and getting up in front of people, and that's part of the things that we are going to be working on, you are already ahead of the curve. You're very much ahead, believe it or not. I've worked with students that, I'm telling you, had tears in their eyes to get in front of a camera like this. I mean, it was just, Miss Millie, please don't put the camera, oh no, I don't want to take a picture. Oh, just so much fear. You talk about fear. But I applaud you for having the courage to talk about yourself and say your true feelings, how you feel, but I want to let you know that you haven't lost anything. You're getting
Thank
ready
you.
to gain the world.
Thank you so much for that.
Because you want it. You are passionate about it. You had the courage to ask for help. You had the courage to step out on faith and say that this is for me, and focus on yourself so that you could give a good self to someone.
And that's what I want. That's what I want. I want the world to see me as I truly am, and I want to be able to have rewards, whether it's in business, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in just my own personal well-being. I want to be the best that I can be, and I want the world to be able to give me what I put out.
And that will happen. And as I always say to young people, the key to success is education. And for you to step out and decide to go full-time to college, to leave your job at this stage of your life and take the faith that I'm going to educate myself, I'm going to write my book, I'm going to become a successful businessman in my home-based business that I've started, and on top of that, I'm going to help other college students that are my friends.
Yeah.
That's a lot, Jason. And that's a lot to be thankful for. And I'm very proud of you for taking that step. And the thing is, you took the step at the right time. You're not married. You have no children. You have no house note. You stay with your darling sister who loves you very much, who cares when she knows that you're doing something positive. She's not going to kick you out in the streets. You need to manage your money. You are doing it all right. This is the time. This probably is the only time you would have had to go to college full time. And I think you stepped out at the right time. And I'm going to clip here because we're going to, unless you have something else to say about your feelings about what I said.
I do, and one thing I would like to say is thank you for illuminating that. I think life is really about perspective, and because I've been so hard on myself for so many years, my perspective has been kind of tailored to tell myself you aren't doing enough, you aren't being enough, you aren't currently enough, and it's because I see where I can go, I see the greatness, and I feel that chasm between where I am now and where I want to be. But you saying that helps me understand that maybe that perspective isn't necessarily what's best for me. Maybe I can attain that greatness without being so hard on myself by focusing more on the good things that I am doing now. And I want to take an opportunity every day to be able to change how I think about that so that I can set myself up for success and not feel depressed because of my own thoughts.
I know when you told me that you get depressed well, I guess I asked you, you said something about you went to college. And I've been talking to you since 2008 about getting back in school because I saw the potential. I saw how bright you are, and I said, there's no way you shouldn't go in there and get your degree. When I asked you, had you gone to college? And you said to me that you quit because you was depressed. And I don't want that to ever happen again because there's nothing for you to get depressed about because, Jason, I'll say this to you and I say it on camera. You are a power to be reckoned with. The world is out there waiting for you, and it is going to just gulp you up.
Thank you for that.
You have a lot to give.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
And some young lady out there is going to be a proud wife for you because you are a brilliant young man. You don't see it yet. I see it, and you will see it soon. And one of our sessions, you'll tell me, I'm starting to feel what you told me. I mean, your writing is superb. You are such a good editor. I'm honored to have you in my publishing company.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy that you asked me to be your godmother and to be your mentor.
Thank you.
Because I see what I saw in my son in you. I knew when my son was very young that he had it, even running through the house at 3 years old, honestly,
Mhm.
with a football in
Mhm.
his hand, and I'm grabbing him, telling him to stop running so fast.
Mhm.
He was ready to take on the world at
Yeah.
3 years old, and I see you ready to take on the world, and the world is waiting for you, Jason.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I'm serious about taking these steps toward my future. I don't want to be my own undoing. I believe I used to take a lot of depression medication. I don't take any anymore. I don't want to go back into the past. I want to step forward into the future. I want to be great at everything that I do. I don't know much about Vince at the moment, but from what I do know, I admire him.
Thank you.
And that's enough.
And I think he'd be pleased to hear that. But Jason, you can give your own self medicine, and that's to stay focused, go to college, get your education. And now that I understand that you really needed a mentor, and one thing you said to me was that you felt like you didn't have the love that a child needed when you were very little, and that you kind of felt sheltered and scared. Well, that can bring on depression when you feel those things, but I think a lot of children feel those things because they're afraid to speak what they feel.
And that was my problem. My mom, she did everything she could to love me in the best way that she could, and she was a great mom, and she still is. But I was very sheltered growing up, and I didn't know how to communicate what I really felt, so I had a lot of loneliness inside because of that. And I didn't tell anybody. I kept it to myself, and I tried to deal with it. And it made for a very painful experience growing up.
I'm so glad to hear you share that, Jason, because that should open up the doors to a lot of young people that you're not alone. Trust me, you're not alone. That are going through that all it takes is for you to open up your mouth and ask for help. That is all you have to do, because yesterday we were talking about, even in the Bible, it says, ask and they shall be given to
That's
you.
right.
And you got the courage to ask, and your life, and I thank God for your mother's friend, and now my friend, and has been my friend. Well, my friend before she knew your mother, I think, Claudia, for gifting you. And I feel like you're a gift to me. And so you can forget about being depressed, because, like I said, the world is waiting for you.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you.
They got a prize. It's going to be a big one.
And they're big shoes to fill. I just want to make sure. I don't always feel qualified to fill them, and I want to build myself up so I can feel qualified.
You will feel qualified, and you are qualified. You're already qualified to fit in any shoe they got out there.
Thank
I
you.
want you to understand that. I have had, since 2008, to look at you and to listen to you and to read your writing and to watch you. The only thing that I saw that needed help was an education in school, was to go back and finish. Finish what you start. I always tell young people, never start something you don't finish. Finish what you start. That's the only thing, Jason. You can fit in any shoe right now. Believe that. And move forward with your life.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'm
we've
going
had
to
a...
take that to heart.
You better. And so we're going to clip here, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about what you did last night that
can't
gave
wait.
you so much energy and happiness and inspiration.
Yes.
Okay, we'll clip here.